What's up, guys? It's Casey Zungelman, aka the Fourth Sanderson sister, coming at you with another Hocus Pocus video, and I am joined once again by the curator of the Sanderson Museum of Witchcraft, Jonathan Parks, and I'm very glad to have him back. What's going on, man?
Hey, friend, it's so good to be back with you again and sharing with you so many things that are going on here at the museum. So thank you for having me on your show.
I am always delighted to see you, and I'm always happy that you get to pop on here because I know you are working your butt off to make this a reality, and I'm super excited about it. I may have to schedule a trip to go whenever your stuff is up and running. So like, I can't wait. I think this is gonna be awesome. Uh, Everything behind you just looks amazing. So I know you got some new stuff that you wanted to bring out and show off today. So let's just get rolling with that real quick. What's some of your new
Awesome.
pieces?
Yeah, well, just to touch on what you said, please do. Definitely Edmonton is waiting for our visit. So we're here, we're ready, and we're waiting for you to fly in because there's lots happening. So, yeah, and the sad part of it is I'm in a different room than I was when we first did our first interview last fall. And it's been such a trip between that period and where we're at today. And I couldn't fit one of my favorite pieces in today to show you, but the cauldron is about 90% done. I'm just missing the handles and the big handle that holds it to the ceiling. So I wish it was here. However, please stay tuned to the Instagram page because as you, for your followers, have seen, you've definitely saw the progress and it's all painted up and it's ready to go. So yeah, we have so much and a big piece, which if you're checking out the page tomorrow morning, Monday morning, whenever this gets aired, there will be a video that I just recently finished with a friend down in Mexico. His name is Jose,
Ooh.
and he has got us the
Oh,
black flame candle. So this
that looks
guy,
awesome!
right? So this is honestly, when I saw my friend send me this image, I literally thought he had an exact copy replica from the movie. I'm like, oh my god, he got his hands on this, and he didn't. To be honest, it's so hard to connect with some of the original artists from the movie, and
Oh, yeah, for
but
sure.
Jose, the mastermind of art and drawing, crafted this image based on slowing down the original film and screen capturing to the point where we got this beauty. So I am so excited to have this piece, especially in the museum because it's perfect for the black flame candle stand. So we have the
It
skull.
looks so
It's
good!
not. Thank you. It's nearly done. It's so funny, and audience, please forgive me because I am your typical artist. So what ends up happening is you start a project, and as an artist does, they get so overwhelmed with things going on. There's too much happening in the head. So you basically throw an oil rag over top of it, and you move to the next piece. So I've got so many projects that I started and haven't completed. But the cool thing it is, by the time September rolls around, everything will be completed to the point where we can open the doors at some capacity. So we have this awesome black flame candle. And as you see behind me, and I'm just going to tilt my camera for our audiences here, we have this beautiful, massive candelabra here that when I saw it in the film, I'm like, can I make that? Yes, I can. So
You
like
will find a way!
it's right. If you build it, they will come. If you think it, you can will it. So I willed this thing into shape, and it looks like it's made of raw iron, but the thing is not. And I'm going to release a video on how I did it because, to be honest, I never took any classes on how to do art. So everything I just looked, and I'm like, if there's a will, there's a way. And I did. I willed it into existence. So it looks identical if you are
It
a
really
nerd like us.
does.
Right, thank you. If you're a nerd like us and you love Hocus Pocus and you want those pieces to look like the movie, if you were to pause the movie and take a look at that, you're not going to find anything out of shape. It's gonna look, because I'm the type of person, just like this poor black flame candle stand. This thing has been ripped apart and redone so many times that now it's about the same shape as it needs to be for the movie. I struggled with it because if you scroll through the pages, it's very boxy. It's very, it's not movie accurate. So I went ahead and I'm just like, you know what, I'm not happy with this piece. So I literally grabbed the saw and I cut all the candle basket off and I started from scratch. And I'm like, oh, can I really do this? But you know what? I was able to pull it together. I still have some, staining to do. I need to reattach the skull here, and I'm going to touch on that soon and in the program, because I think this is a really cool. There are some really neat witchy iconography that we see throughout the film. And I would love if Casey, if we can remember to jump back to this, because I would love to talk a little bit about it. But then behind me, if you can see clearly enough, is this table. And this table is the altar table that, and I'm going to bend the camera down just a little bit here. So it's not complete, but it's getting there. I had to make some alterations to it. But I want to call out two specific people. And I'm not going to name them by name, but they know who they are. There is a GoFundMe page on the Sanderson Museum of Witchcraft Instagram account. I went through an accident and I wasn't working, and back in January, as some may have noticed on my page, I had made mention. So I started this because I just wasn't able to, I wasn't able to work and get, funds to keep creating. And I'm just like, you know what, to be honest, this is such a massive project to recreate the Sanderson Museum that I'm, cardboard and plaster is only going to take me so far. So anyways, I started the page.
I get
that. And two people, right? It's a lot. It's a big project. And I know when you're creating your own art, Casey, you know the enormity of putting things together on your own dime. It's hard.
The amount of times I have taken cosplays apart and put them back together. I get where you're coming from, man. But yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Right? No, of course. It's huge. It's especially when you want screen accurate pieces, right? Like I really do want to create an experience for people when they come that they actually are walking through the home of the Sanderson sisters. So, when you don't go through the schooling and you don't have, anything to rely back on that, you're just using the movie and your mind. And fortunately, I've been lucky. I've had some friends send me back, behind the scenes photos. But the other problem is eye to sight. So you don't know how tall an item is, or you don't really know because you can't look at it and like, okay, you know what? Like, I get an idea, I can put this together. So you're going based on some fuzzy pictures. So some things have had to be torn apart, rebuilt, and but anyways, two people donated to the GoFundMe page to help build the Sanderson house, and through those funds, we got the table. So because of the generous donation, a couple of people donated, and we got the altar table. So I've got a few alterations I need to make to it, because if you look at the movie, there's some beautiful wood design on there, and I do have some tools to make that happen. So I'm just kind of waiting on a few things that need to happen before I can get to work. But I just want to say thank you, and if you do want to be a part of helping to build the Sanderson Museum, please, I don't think there's a link yet on the website, but it is on the Instagram. It will be a link on the website as well.
And I will copy and paste the link below in the description box. So if any of my coven mates feel like they want to pitch in, I'm planning on pitching in when I can. Please just follow that link to the GoFundMe for the Sanderson Museum of Witchcraft, because let's be honest, we're all big fans here. We all love Hocus Pocus. We want to see this become a reality. I know I want to see this become a reality. So, out of curiosity, and this was one of the questions that I couldn't get pulled up because technology, is people who donate, would they have like a recognition when it comes to the museum opening?
Absolutely. So the website will start once I get all those pieces together on the website, because it's not posted there yet, the link or anything at all. there will be, internet recognition for them. There'll be definite shout outs because there's going to be milestones. When we start buying property and putting nails to board, it's going to cost. And so the goal is, let's get a successful launch. And so what we'll do is, my goal is to send a thank you, a personalized thank you from the museum to the donor. So I'm keeping track. We just have two to start, so it's really great. Someone was anonymous, so I can't read. Hopefully this person is watching, but thank you from the bottom of my heart. But there is another donor as well. And as
if
donors
you're watching,
come in,
we love you.
Exactly, heart.
Big hearts, big hearts.
Big heart. We will be reaching out to you and sending you a thank you. So regardless of where you are, we're gonna get in touch with you and thank you, and there will be a wall of recognition on the site. And then when we get the house, regardless of how much you've sent to us, we want to have a little special area when we get the property and the walls are up and people can walk in. It's not possible without fans, right? One person can't do it on their own, and Hocus Pocus doesn't belong to just one person. And so it belongs to everybody. And so everyone who's able to contribute to make it happen, you will not be forgotten, and you'll definitely be recognized because we did it. We did it together. So
you gave me
I'm excited.
chills when you said that about how it doesn't belong to just one person. And I love that mentality because I think this is one fandom where I don't see people gatekeeping. I don't see people being ugly to each other. I don't see that kind of thing with this fandom. So, like, I love how involved fans get with this stuff. And this is a great way for fans to get involved, especially if you live around the Edmonton, you said? The Edmonton area.
That's right.
You said you were looking for, like, volunteers for the museum as well?
Yes. I need to get more focused, but there's so many tiers, and that's the thing, right? Like, as one person, you're the marketer, you're the wood maker, you're the craftsman, you're the painter, you're the every little thing. And so, as I was saying, it's not even just about donations. Like, if you live in Edmonton and you're watching this and you're like, oh my God, I didn't know, please, our lovely Casey's going to post all the contact details, reach out. And I've had a wonderful individual, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but I think he's in the US or overseas. He's somewhere, anywhere. He knows who he is. Want to help from a distance. So the goal is I told him, you know what, don't go anywhere. The time will come where I'm going to need some extra support. Even just, whenever you post. So whenever I post something about the museum, or regardless if it's actually about an art piece or a prop, or if it's something that I found that I'd love to share with people, every time you share that, it's more exposure. And I love exposure. Let's grow this. I'd love to see, 20,000 people following the museum, because the more people that share and the more people that follow, the more exposure and the more support. So it gets us faster. We would love to see, a Hocus Pocus 3 movie this year. Well, it may not happen, but I'd love it. We all would love it, right? But we could get...
we're in purgatory on that one. But
I know, right?
We've been in purgatory for going on 3 years, but that was something I just discussed with the Hocus Pocus guide over in our newest episode of the Sanderson Sisters and Us, which if you haven't watched that yet, you can do so by clicking on this thing right here. But oh my gosh, I would love it if that would happen so you could get a really good following. And I know I can send as many of my people your way as possible.
Well, so from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
So if you guys are following this channel, or you're following me on Instagram, or you're following both, go follow him too! The links are in the description down below, and probably popping up on the screen from editing Casey. So
thank you, everyone. For all those who are going to follow and everything, the more you share, the more the exposure, and then the faster we get to where we want to be. The faster where property, is purchased and nails go into board, which is what we're waiting for. Can you imagine just being able to, and I loved the Airbnb, but
I'm so mad they didn't keep that permanently.
I know. And you know what? For me, I would have, I when I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And then I wanted to tweak it, because for me, I am such a stickler for movie accuracy.
Oh, I agree. There were several things in there that I was like, this isn't quite how I would have done it, but
Right? Exactly. And but how excited people were that there was even such a thing. So imagine we had access to that house all year long,
It would be
every
amazing.
year for it, right? And so the more support we get, the quicker we get to there, and the quicker we can get in there and enjoy it, and have events, and that's the other part, getting cosplayers and drag queens who love the show or love the movie and want to be a part of it. Who wouldn't want to be a Sanderson sister when you have your own witch house, right?
Listen,
So come on,
listen. I cosplay
right?
all three of them all the time. If I lived closer, I would be there in a second.
I believe it. I
Of
believe
course,
it. And
I would probably end up being Mary because I'm a little bit on the heftier side. But hey, that's okay. Um,
we we need every Sanderson sister.
yeah,
All of them have got to be there. We even need a Billy. We need a Max and Allison and Danny, and we need a Binks.
I
So
have a
all
big
these
fat
pieces
black
are.
cat, but she doesn't like to travel. So
Well, we'll have to find one that we could. It'd be cool to have one that actually lived at the house, and
hmm
we could feed and look after it and that kind
museum
of thing.
cats
So
are a
there's so many
thing. They're a
museum
thing.
cats are a thing, right? So yeah, there's so many cool things that. So
Hashtag
the more
Sanderson sister
exposure,
museum cat.
exactly, we need one. So yeah, I'm excited. Things are coming faster. I just remember, where we were at when we first did our interview and where we are right now. It's incredible. So I'm really excited how fast things have come, regardless of my little boo boo. But yeah,
Are you
I'm
doing
really thankful.
okay?
I'm much better than I was.
Okay.
I still have another surgery to come, but I think I'm going to have to wait till depending on how this year is flying so fast.
Oh my gosh,
And
how is it
so
June 30th tomorrow? I don't understand.
I know, right? We got about 96 days maybe away till I think it's October 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds
So
right.
time is flying,
Time, like hope, is an illusion.
right? So if I have surgery, it's going to end up happening to be in November when
Yeah.
things are cooling down. But yeah, I just designed a background, so it's about 10 feet long and about 8 feet tall. And then I'll be putting in some Fox beams to give you that beam look over top of the display pieces there. We've got the other candelabras, as you can see in the background. They're complete. So everything is coming together. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to
Yeah,
show
I
everybody.
I can't get over how realistic those look. They really do look like they are made of iron and that they would weigh like 40 pounds, but holy cow.
I think they probably weigh about maybe 8 pounds soaking wet right now.
Holy cow.
Yeah, they're pretty light.
That's
So I'm
awesome.
really thankful. Yeah, and as I was saying about the donations, the little, even regardless of how small you can make, it goes so far. I'm
Mhm.
able to on all the the little bit that I was able to save and put into this. It's gone far. So it's like a seed, and that seed will grow, and it grows into a tree, and we turn that tree into a prop here for the museum.
That'll be so cool. That'll be so cool. I can't I
Yeah.
can't. It's going to be so amazing. So are there any particular like new pieces apart from the Black Flame candle that you're like super excited to unveil?
Yes, I wish I could do the cauldron. So the cauldron, I'm doing a little bit of research because I want to get these strong handles on the side that lift it up at the big round one. And I got myself like a LED fog machine,
Ooh.
and I'm gonna have um, a nice kind of like a tub that sits inside it, so it'll be bubbling water, and you're gonna get that either maybe we'll see how the mist comes out of it, and or it might even be dry ice, but I want that
Yeah,
nice bubbly look.
I have done both. Depending on the quality of your fog machine, it can be a good fog or it can be a little.
Mm.
So ours kind of had a little to it. So I was
Oh,
like,
did it?
I'm just gonna go get a tub of dry ice next year. So and that's what I did, and it was great. But dry ice can
Yeah,
be difficult to keep doing just because it gets cold so fast. Like my poor
right.
cauldron, my poor plastic cauldron, it got stuck to the bottom of it. and I had to keep
No.
like pouring hot water over it to get it out. So like it's a double-edged sword depending on which way you go.
Right.
But
I have to figure out which is the best because it
mhm.
depends on where we launch, right?
Yeah.
So if I can get like one of those silent batteries, like portable batteries, then I can do the fog machine
Oh
without
yeah.
worrying about dry ice. But if I can't, then I got to figure out how I'm going to make this work. So I'm trying. I've got a little bit of wiggle room for time, so I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think the cauldron outside of the black flame candle itself, and I'm excited for when we get this table complete because and I've actually ordered, so I'm gonna let everyone in on a secret.
Ooh.
The candle arbor that sits on that table is not screen accurate, regardless of how close it may look. So I found one on eBay, and it's on its way here, and it looks exactly like the one that's on the screen. So it'll give me. I'm picky. I can't help it. I
No,
just
I
have
get
to
it.
have
I
something
get
that,
it.
right? It bugs me. So yes, I'm excited for that one to come. And I'm looking, friends who are watching, I'm looking. There's a table runner that sits on the altar table, and you'll see a picture of it on the website if you go through prop support. And I have to update that because a lot of the things I was asking for I've already made. So, but I'm looking for a table runner that looks exactly as close as I can get it. You know how picky I am. So if anyone comes across something like that, I've looked at Fabric Land and different fabric stores. I saw some that were close, but a little bit too pricey for a table runner that I need for this. I want the Sanderson sisters to enjoy what they have, but at the same time, it's got to be a little bit more cost effective,
Yeah.
So I'm looking for a table runner. If anyone comes
Sorry,
across one,
girls, we're on
please
a
drop me.
budget.
Right? Exactly. So we have to be, I want to put the good dollars into a really,
Oh, I
oh, this is
agree
really worth it.
completely with that thought process. Like stuff like that,
Right? Gotta be
you
responsible.
can cut some corners on the little things. The big ones are
Yeah.
what you really
Oh,
need to
yeah.
focus on.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, so I think once the table's complete, I'll be very excited because a lot of the main pieces for the museum are nearly done basically. Outside of completing the candle stand and the table and just the handles on the cauldron, I think I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. That back when they were promoting Hocus Pocus 2, they had this thing they had one in Calgary and they had one in Toronto, and I'm not sure if it was anywhere else, and probably around the world, most likely the U.S. But they had these little neat witch huts, and it was it. I can post a picture on Instagram at some point, but it was
Yeah,
to
because I'm not
promote Hocus
sure.
Pocus 2, and it looked like a platform with a little like a roof. It had a roof, and the background had the silhouette of the sisters, and then they had some
Oh,
people. Yeah,
yeah, I
right.
know what you're talking
Remember?
about now. I
Yeah,
was racking my brain for a minute because I'm like, I think I know what he's talking about, but I'm not sure.
yeah.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
So I thought about something like that. That would be cool. Except I wouldn't do that style of roof. I'd probably do a mock second story
Yeah.
with a little bit of an overhang with an open bottom, and then just a partial of the roof. And I have to kind of figure out how I would like to do that. And the other big important question is where I would store it. But that would be a great, if I can get that would be almost like stage two.
Mm-hmm.
A fun stage two. If I didn't have a semi-permanent home, that would be ideal because then you could, cart that thing on the back end of a vehicle anywhere in the city, or travel to another city and build that awareness. So yeah, I'm toying with a few ideas.
Yeah. So you were saying you're hoping for September to be the beginning, the launch, so to speak, of the museum.
Well, October, to be honest, will be the official launch, but
Mm-hmm.
September, all the details will be ready to go, and I
Okay.
want it posted on the website and everything. If you go to www.sandersonmuseumofwitchcraft.ca, it will say October 2025. So somehow, some way, we will have a launch somewhere, and it might even just be an art exhibit somewhere at an art gallery. I don't care where it is. I just
Yeah.
want to have something. So it'll be an immersive experience per se.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be yeah, it'll be fun. I'm gonna once the background gets here and I get those fox beams up, I'm going to be marketing like crazy to find myself a couple of witches that will, even if they don't want to dress up as Winifred, if they want to, I'm a little bit open to ideas until we can really get the wheels set in the highway. You know, we'll play with it till we get where we want to be, but we're going to go there.
Oh yeah,
That's what
for
we're going to
sure.
do.
Like I said, if I lived closer, you'd have one. But
Yeah.
I'll be down here. I will be cosplaying the Sanderson sisters when I'm in
Well,
Salem.
you're going to be in Salem.
Yes, I will be
You're
in
going to be in
Salem
Salem.
the first week of October, slash the end of September. It's like half of the week I'm there is the end of September, and half of the week I'm there is the beginning of October. So it's
Oh,
right in the middle there. But I will be up there
that's awesome.
cosplaying the sisters in the street while my friend looks at me like I'm crazy. So I'm just gonna be like, "You signed up for this, you fool!" But it's gonna be a lot of
Well,
fun.
that's awesome. I'm hoping to join next fall. I'm
Yeah.
hoping to be in a bit of a different place in my life and hopefully a different place with a museum. And I need to take a trip. Shockingly enough, and I've had people like, "Oh, you've been to Salem, right?" And I'm like, "Actually, I haven't."
Well, I
But
mean, listen, if I can pull it off 2 years in a row, I would love to meet up with you there.
likewise, likewise.
So,
And then we got to drag our friend Philip from the Guide
HPG,
Master.
do you hear this?
That's
We need
right.
to all
I
take
told
a
him
trio content creator trip to Salem. Let's go.
exactly.
Man, that'd
If
be
we could
one
pull in
heck of
my
a
friend.
content series, wouldn't it?
Oh my, totally. And I have other friends I'd love to pull in, like my friend Jose and my friend Nick. My friend Nick as well. He's creating a book with a moving eye, which is so cool. Yeah, he's got a lot of cool. He's made a number of books,
That's so cool.
and yeah, well, he was showing me what he's got, and I'm like, man, perfect it, and I want one. So I got to get myself a 3D printer. There's so many things that I'd like to do and have for the museum because I want a little gift shop, which would include the Zippo lighters that Max uses to light the candles.
Yes, I
So
love that.
yeah,
Yes, a gift shop
yeah,
would be awesome. I would spend so much
totally.
money.
Please do, and please bring friends.
Oh, you know it. Like, bro, that's so cool. That's so exciting. I'm so excited for you. I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to see this come to fruition. I can't wait till you get to just bring all this stuff out. And I just this
I
is
know.
this is just such fun, and I feel like recently we as a fandom have kind of been swept back under the rug by Disney, and I'm like,
Yeah.
we are your money makers.
Right? Oh, such a missed opportunity. It's such a missed opportunity.
It
And
is.
I'd love to see them, and I know they would never do it, but it would be great to see a different, industry pick up Hocus Pocus, and even if I would be open. I love the Three Sisters. I love, but even they themselves saying, while we're still breathing, let's let's do this.
Yeah.
And so it's going to get to a point where they've waited so long that they're not even going to be interested anymore. You know what I mean? They're like,
I
I'm
know.
retired, or I'm. So we need somebody like Tim Burton, to pick up and give a redemption or a variation of Hocus
It
Pocus of
just
some sort.
just takes these people so long. I'm just
I
like,
know,
and I
right?
try not to be too bitter because I mean, they finally started kicking in and giving us a little bit of street credit, but we're still like over here like begging for crumbs every now and then. It's just like
Yeah,
something, please. But
yeah. It's so sad. You this one amazing story, and it can't seem to get up off the ground.
I
So
know for one reason or another, but
yeah,
that's where people like us come in. We put our heart and soul into it. We get people excited. You are putting your blood, sweat, tears, heart, soul, and possibly part of your left leg, I don't know,
yeah. My
into
right
this.
arm.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
arm into this
exactly.
to make a amazing immersive experience for something that everybody who has been in this fandom has dreamed of, and that's going to that house. I
Yeah.
uh
Oh,
that's my
the
happy
house is a
place.
character of its own. right?
Yeah.
The house, it's a character all of its own, and it deserves a voice. And I'm hoping to, bring that voice to life.
And I think you're doing a bang up job of it. I mean, just
Thank you.
looking at that stuff, I'm like, yep, that's where that goes. I know where that's from.
Yeah.
It just makes me happy, and you're doing such an amazing job with it, and I love it. I
Oh, thank
I
you.
can't say enough good things about it, guys. Seriously, if you want to support the museum, check out the GoFundMe page. You don't have to donate a lot. Whatever you can, give him a hand. I know I'll be donating when I can. I'm still paying off a con currently. But once that's taken care of, I might toss my hat in the ring, so to say. I'm
Oh,
really excited for this project to come to fruition, and I'm so glad that I have been able to uh, get in contact with you. Um, I don't remember who asked who first. I don't even remember. I think it was me. I don't remember.
I think it was you. I think it was
Okay.
you. Yes.
Yeah. But as soon as I heard about the project, I was like, I need to talk to this guy because that sounds freaking awesome. And I'm so excited. And you're doing such amazing work, and it needs to be recognized.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Yeah, we're coming up to 3 years. I launched this project 3 years ago on July 4th of 2022, and so we're hitting 2025, and I can't believe it's been 3 years.
I know
And
I'm having that same moment. My Facebook memories were like, "Hey, here's the teaser trailer for HP2," and I was like, "It's been 3 years!
yeah,
Holy crap!"
I cannot believe how fast time is flying by, and that's why I'm just like I have to get going. I have to make so many things, and then take a break because an artist needs their space from it, and
Yeah, because if
throw that
you,
oil cloth.
yep, if you stay on it for too long, you're gonna start hating it and not want to do it anymore. I know that
Yeah, well,
feeling.
right. That's the thing. Like I bought this jigsaw so that I could cut the boards out, and then the boards were like an old barn board. So when I cut the boards out for the table, it had like a fresh cut on each side, and moisture got in, and it warped the board, and then the
Oh
boards were not any
no!
good. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this thing is driving me crazy. And I'm like, I need to get a different, because to be honest, if you look at the table, I don't really want to stain it. I want it to be an old looking thing, from the 16th century or 17th century. And and a lot of this, I'm into unknown territory. I've never made any sort of candelabra before, this year. And outside of my attempt at the black flame candle last fall, which worked to my benefit. But and again, some of these are prototypes. So the goal is now that I'm getting more into wood, a lot of these will be recreated out of wood, so that in about 10 years, these things you go to cough around it and it might turn to dust, kind of
Yeah.
like the Sanderson sisters. But you know,
I'm sorry, that was a good one. That was a good one.
And I'd like a piece that lasts about 300 years,
Oh my god, that's so
So,
funny.
and the cool thing about it is, though, if it does last, which would be great, some of these prototypes will be up for sale,
Oh,
because then I'll
cool.
have the real one, and then I won't need these anymore. And so I'd like to, someone's gonna want it, and
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
right. So I'd love to be able to put a little price tag on it. Obviously, anything sold would be poured back into the museum again,
That would be a
and
really good
so it's just a
fundraiser,
cycle.
honestly.
Yeah, and same thing. Like most of the big tall one in the back is actually almost out of wood. You'll be interested to see once I put the video together how it actually came to
I
be.
am very
Um,
excited to see that video
yeah,
because
yeah,
that
it's
looks
actually really
insanely
interesting.
good.
Yeah. Oh, I love, honestly, when it's pitch black dark outside. I will turn the lights on, and it's like you get this. Oh, you feel like you've robbed a Disney storage unit somewhere with all the big props.
I keep
I
saying we
wish I
need to do
could.
that to find the like deleted scenes and the lost footage from the first movie. Nobody wants to get on the heist with me. I don't know why.
I
I know
know.
where it's at. It's
Well,
in the storage unit where they keep it in a dusty old shoebox that they use as a doorstop when they go in to get the next live action remake out. That's where it is.
exactly. Well, I've got an overnight bag by the door, so whenever you're ready, let me know. We'll
All
pull the
right, we're gonna
trigger and
plan this heist. You heard it here.
okay.
JK, JK,
Exactly. And
JK,
I know,
JK.
Kenny Ortega, he was a great man, but he said there's no other footage, and we know there is. People have seen it at one point or another. So,
Somebody has
you
a
know,
VHS recording. They were on like a Blu-ray website or something where it was the 94 pay-per-view version and it
okay.
had the stuff in it. And I was just like,
Yeah, yeah.
I know a guy who can put that on a DVD. Send it to me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I remember actually the scene from decades ago where Mary actually goes and takes the baby because we only get that piece where Winifred's like no more snacking or no time for snacking, and she's got it. But I remember actually seeing her take the kid, so I know it's out there. It's been in a dusty old box somewhere and they forgot.
We know you have them, Disney. We know they're there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a hostage situation at this point. It's like, what'll it take?
Right?
What's your ransom?
We've already paid for the Disney Plus channel, so dish it out.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, your stuff just looks fantastic. This is going to be one heck of a museum. It's going to be so awesome. Immersive experience that we all desire to have. And I cannot wait to see the finished product and where you go from here. Of course, as always, if you want to, whenever you want to come back on the channel, you just hit me up and I will be happy to have you back.
Deal. The fun thing will be when it opens is some lucky, visitor will be able to light the candle on Halloween. So I'm going to have to make a few of these. I can't wait to get a few more, but
yeah.
Having this is one of my favorite pieces, and someone's going to get to light it.
One of my favorite memories, it was, I can't believe I'm about to say these words. One of my favorite memories was Halloween 2020. Well, when the world ended. And it was when Bet, for her charity that year, was doing the Sanderson Sisters Coming Back reunion for her Halloween that she was streaming, and they were also selling customized Hocus Pocus merch and stuff, and I bought one of the Black Flame candles because Halloween that year was gonna be a full moon, and I was like, let's do this. So I got it set up. I was like, I flicked the lighter on. I have video proof of this. I put the lighter on the wick, it sparked, it burned for 2 seconds, and then put itself out, and I was like, man, even the Sanderson sisters don't want to mess with 2020.
No, that's right. They know what's happening.
They know what's going on, and they're like, we're good.
Yeah. Not today, Satan.
Honestly, it was so funny because, it just went poof. I was imagining in my head their ghosts just surrounding it going,
yeah.
trying to go, we don't want to come back right now.
Yeah.
So it was hilarious. I thought it was the funniest thing.
Do you still have that candle?
I have burnt it down to a nub.
Oh no, that's cool though.
It was cool. It wasn't a black flame, but it was a blue flame.
Well, hey, that's important. Do you if you have the video, you should post. Do you have it on your Instagram page?
I don't think so. I think I still, when it comes around again this Halloween on my Facebook memories, I'll try to remember to download it so I can put it up on Instagram and be like, this is a memory from 2020. Even the Sanderson sisters didn't want to screw with that year.
Yeah. That would be hilarious. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I was just like, I can't believe that just happened. But
oh man,
it was great.
I would love to break into David Kirshner's house and get his Billy Butcherson mannequin. That one is so cool.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, that was a question I actually wanted to ask you. So I know you're looking for actors for the sisters.
Mm-hmm.
In the early versions of the scripts, there were two different ways they saw the sisters before they came back. There was a portrait that was really creepy, spooky, ooky, kooky, Addams Family. That was really cool. But there were also the wax dummies of the sisters. If you had to
Yeah.
choose, which would you rather have for your museum?
If I had to choose between the picture or the wax dummies, oh, the wax dummies would be great. Like those would be really cool to see. I'd love to have that. And I'm actually trying to, I really love what's his name? Out of the Ether by Brandon. I can't remember his last name, but he has recreated mannequins, flying ones. It's called Brandon Hardy's Art, and I follow his page. And he created, flying Sanderson sisters on brooms and a vacuum. And I'm trying to come up with something very similar to that. So,
that's cool.
But as you know, I'm trying to figure out it's a tug of war in my mind. What's going to win? Because, as you know, I love the old hag version of the Sanderson sisters, and then I still love their iconic look. So I don't know. I'm feeling like I have the Winifred costumes. So I think I'm just going to pull the trigger. I still haven't gotten the other two costumes yet because I've just been so busy. And then obviously budget, of course.
Yeah,
but
those deluxe edition costumes are pricey.
They do cost a little pretty penny, right? But I think what I would love to do is I'd like to have some mannequins of the older version of Winifred. I've already been, and the sisters too. So I've already been looking at what that would look like and trying to figure out how I can replicate that. But it'd be really similar to our good friend Brandon Hardy's, Sanderson sisters, but in the older version. Because I think it would be really cool. But if I had to choose between the picture or the wax, though, I would go with the wax.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Those would be very surreal to have in there. That'd be really
totally
cool. Oh,
and I if we get property, I'd love to recreate the graveyard. And there's a guy that had messaged me, and I reposted it on my Instagram page. He's 3D printing Winifred's statue.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's gonna be life size. Yeah, I'm so impressed with what he's doing there, and I'm like, oh, I'd love to get one, but I'm like, if you see it, if you look at his page, it's all printed in blocks, and I'm like, man, a block must cost $100 because that's a lot of 3D ink, plastic ink. So I can't imagine how much it's costing him. Must cost him a fortune, but he somehow got a 3D image file for Winifred, right, including all the facial design. So he's printing that. I don't think I have to be careful. It's copyrighted details, so you have to be careful when you're doing actors' faces and stuff like that. So somebody told me they printed last year. They sent me a message and they're like, yeah, we 3D printed Mary, Sarah, and Winifred, and they said that they were contacted as a stop order. So I don't know. Yeah, it was the first I've ever heard of that in regards to Hocus Pocus. So I don't know. They still have them, and they're not selling them. I think they were selling them at the time, and so they can't sell them anymore. But it's interesting. We'll see. I do as close because you know me and screen accuracy, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Well,
I'll be careful though.
Yeah, be careful. We don't want them coming after you.
No,
I'm
totally.
no snitch. I'm no snitch.
Well, I can honestly say
I
can honestly say they won't be getting much if they were trying to get.
Right.
Come and get it.
I don't know what you want, but sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's great. Thank you for the updates on everything, and it was wonderful to have you on the show again. Do you have anything else you want to say to the folks before we wrap it up?
Thank you for your fandom and your support, and I can't wait to show you more. and share, share, share. That's all I could ask. More than anything else. Your sharing gives me more exposure. So thank you so much.
All right. Well, guys, you heard it here. We've got some new Sanderson props on the way for the Museum of Witchcraft, which will hopefully be having its first launch this October in Edmonton, which is gonna be awesome. But as for me, that's all I have for you guys for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. It's free. It helps me. What helps me helps you guys get more great content like this. If you want to see Jonathan back on the channel, let me know in the comments, because I would love to have him back. I always have a great time when you're here. I hope you have a good time when you're here.
Absolutely.
All right. Maybe we can come up with some kind of Halloween special this year for me, you, and HPG. We could do a Bean Boozled trivia off. That could be interesting.
That's fun.
Anyway, Thursday night, I'll be back over on the Twitch channel, which I'm now an affiliate, by the way. If you didn't know, I'm now an affiliate over on Twitch. So consider hopping over and following or subscribing, and you'll get to use all of my custom emotes and stuff now. It's very fun. But we'll be playing more Fourth Plays Tamarin over on the channel at 7:45 Central Standard Time, 8:45 Eastern Time, where I will continue trying to figure out where we're going next, because I got stuck at trying to get into the next area. And then Saturday night, we're going to be back here over on the channel. We're going to be back here on the channel. This channel, not that channel. This is a little confusing now that I have two of them. But we're going to be starting a new game here. At the moment, I don't know what it is. We'll either be playing Jackbox games as a coven. So if you guys are... if you guys want to play some games with me live on stream, we will do that. If not, we're going to be playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon as Sarah Sanderson. I don't know which one we're going to be doing, because the poll doesn't end until Friday, so you still have time to go vote and cast your vote for what game you guys want to do next. I think that's all I have, so if you're regular on this channel, please remember to drop a like, share your thoughts on this awesome fan-launched project down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Casey Zogelman, aka the Fourth Sanderson Sister, and I'll see you witches and wizards later.
I put a spell on you.